Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Taylor, and welcome to Prime Family Alert. This segment of Prime Family Alert focuses on popular culture, knowing your children's enemy. You probably know that popular culture is a truly destructive force in your children's lives. In a recent survey, 3/4 of parents believe that materialism and the negative influences of television, movies, and music were a serious problem in raising children. Over 85% of parents believe that marketing contributes to children being too materialistic. Sexual content leads children to become sexually active at a younger age, and violent content increases aggressive behavior in children. Yet, 66% of parents think they could do a better job of supervising their children's media exposure. But how do you help your children fight this battle against popular culture? It starts by knowing your children's enemy. What is popular culture, you ask? Well, it's Kim Kardashian, 50 Cent, Terrell Owens, McDonald's, Facebook, Coca-Cola, and on and on. But this list only gives examples of popular culture. They are, if you will, some of the weapons that popular culture uses against your children. But they don't really tell us what popular culture is. One expert says that popular culture is a reflection of our society's values, creating icons, heroes, and heroines, and rituals, myths, and beliefs expressing those values. But I say that popular culture used to reflect our values. No longer. It is now a voracious beast of materialism, celebrity, and excess that shapes those values to meet its own greedy needs. Many heroes offered by popular culture today are not heroic at all. Many of the icons represent unhealthy values, and many of the rituals, myths, and beliefs are in its own best interest, not those of our children. Popular culture is also pervasive, dominating virtually every part of your children's lives. Popular culture is omnipresent, it is intense, and it is unrelenting in their lives. Your children are exposed to hundreds of television channels. They have free and immediate access to almost an unlimited array of information through the internet. They have free and immediate access to other people near and far through email, instant messaging, and YouTube. And when they're not on the computer, DVDs, video games, television, magazines, advertising, and shopping malls fill your children's lives. Research has shown that typical children between the ages of 2 and 18 spend well over 7.5 hours each day consuming popular culture. Though it will probably come across as militantly against any and all forms of popular culture, I actually believe that popular culture can be a wonderful outlet for entertainment and escapism. Whether popular culture is dangerous or benign depends on the messages it's sending and how you and your children respond to those messages. Popular culture that is simply entertainment has its place in our society. Whether film, music, theater, or sports, activities that transport us from our daily lives into temporary alternative realities can play healthy roles in our lives. These diversions act as brief respites from our otherwise busy lives. They give us a time out that relieves stress, provides small amounts of escapism, creates pleasant vicarious emotions, and just plain entertains us. As long as the messages communicated in the media aren't bad for children, who am I to say whether Fellini is better than Spielberg or Beethoven is better than Snoop Dogg, though I could probably argue that point. However, popular culture that instills in children bad values, attitudes, and beliefs, manipulates their needs and wants, sells goods and services that have no redeeming value, or impresses upon children anything that's unhealthy psychologically, emotionally, socially, spiritually, or physically, is, by its very nature, unhealthy for children. Examples include advertising that connects certain toys, clothes, electronics, food, or drinks with being popular or cool, or music that encourages racism, sexism, drug use, or violence. But let's be clear here, even so-called good popular culture isn't that good for your children. Though there is certainly educational television, video games that encourage creativity and problem solving, and movies with positive messages, these media still teach children bad habits. They experience life vicariously instead of directly. They're sedentary rather than physically active. They have indirect social contact with others rather than real contact. And they prevent children from participating in activities that actually support and encourage their intellectual, emotional, cultural, spiritual, and physical development. Few parents fully appreciate how popular culture affects their children's lives. Even fewer realize how truly harmful it is to children, families, communities, and to our society as a whole. Popular culture attacks children at their most basic level, the values that guide their lives. It promotes the worst values and disguises them as entertainment. Reality TV, for example, which is my whipping boy, has made the 7 deadly sins, pride, avarice, envy, wrath, gluttony, lust, and sloth, attributes to be admired. Throw in selfishness, deceit, spite, humiliation, cruelty, and vengeance, all qualities seen and revered in popular culture, and you have the personification of the worst kind of person. Popular culture is like a network of saboteurs that infiltrate your family's lives with stealth and deception, hiding behind entertaining characters, bright images, and fun music. You probably don't notice half of the unhealthy messages being conveyed to your children in any given day. Popular culture is also an invading army that overwhelms your children with these destructive messages. It attempts to control every aspect of your children's lives. Their values, attitudes, and beliefs about themselves and the world in which they live, their thoughts, emotions, and behavior, their needs, wants, goals, and hopes and dreams, their interests and avocations, their choices and their decisions. With this control, popular culture can tell children what to eat and drink, what to wear, what to listen to and watch, and children have little ability to resist. Popular culture relies on 2 primary avenues for communicating its messages and influencing your children. The first type of message is what I call loudspeaker messages, in which the messages are deafening, constant, and ever-present. The shrillness of these messages is heard, seen, tasted, or felt, and cannot be readily avoided. Examples of these loudspeaker messages are most kinds of popular culture, including movies, video games, television, and music, in addition to less obvious loudspeaker messages from billboards and magazine ads. The second type of messages that popular culture uses to seduce your children are what I call stealth messages. These messages are usually hidden behind entertaining characters, images, words, and music. These are fun and engaging, but they're designed to subtly tap into your children's unconscious needs and wishes. Messages that create positive emotions, for example, dancing while drinking a Pepsi, or winning a basketball game while wearing a pair of Nikes, resonate at a very deep level with children, causing them to want to feel that way too. Other stealth messages that tap into your children's fears and insecurities related to self-esteem, social acceptance, and physical attractiveness are particularly effective in manipulating children. Having spoken to tens of thousands of children over the years, I have learned a surprising thing. Most children aren't fooled by popular culture. They know it's bad. They know that all popular culture cares about is money. They know that the messages it communicates are unhealthy. Most children also know what good and bad values are and what is right and wrong, but they lack the experience, perspective, and tools to withstand the attraction. It's bells and whistles, it's bright lights and loud music, it's beautiful people. Children have good values deep down. In fact, they may even be born with that capacity. But they lose touch with them because of the contradictory messages from popular culture that are so intense, invasive, and persistent. They're simply overwhelmed by the force of popular culture. An essential step in joining your children in the fight against popular culture is to know your children's enemy. Study popular culture. Watch what your children watch on television. Play their video games. Listen to their music. Visit the websites they surf. Read the magazines they read. Then understand the value messages that they're getting from popular culture. Television, movies, and video games glamorize sex, violence, wealth, celebrity, and the use of alcohol, drugs, and cigarettes. Fashion and celebrity magazines affect how they think about their bodies, the girls in particular, the amount they diet and exercise, the occurrence of eating disorders. The internet gives your children limitless access to a universe of inappropriate information. Only with this knowledge are you in a position to battle popular culture with your children. With this information, you gain the power to protect your children from popular culture and to prepare them to combat popular culture when you're not with them. You can use this power by being positive, conscious, and active forces in your children's lives. Don't be seduced by popular culture's messages. You're vulnerable too. Make informed decisions about what your children watch, play, listen to, and surf. Talk to your children about the unhealthy influence of popular culture. Set limits, and best of all, say no to popular culture. I'm Dr. Jim Taylor for Prime Family Alert.